The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog and join the Progressive Army.
Hey everyone, today is Friday, March 2nd, 2018. Thanks so much for joining me. I am joined by my former co-host, I guess you could say, Rebecca Azor from Like It or Not, the now defunct and demised and disband Content News. Rebecca, what's going on?
Nothing much. I mean, I am here. You know, we are here. We're still standing. Like you said, colonizers going to colonize. And Wakandians going to Wakandanize.
I saw you tweet that Wakandans, but it's not Wakandians, it's Wakandans.
Wakandans. Oh, thank you for the check. Wakandans are going to Wakandanize. Okay.
So anyway, so we're going to keep going. We actually have some moves that we're making, and we'll keep you posted in terms of Like It or Not. The show was great. Everybody loved the show. I've got so much positive feedback and so many broken hearts about us ending the show. Well, about the show being ended on us.
You know, it's so funny. People actually were really, really sad. That's not funny, the part that they were sad.
You were sad.
Funny, I was definitely broken. I was broken into two, not because of how we were hit with it, because we were hit with it last minute, right? Mm-hmm. So we didn't get a chance to talk to our audience. I didn't want to leave them like that. And I feel like they helped me grow. You helped me grow. And I was, just going down memory lane. You know what I mean? But God. So I felt like, but I was like, you know what? This is for a reason. And Like It or Not with content was for a season, but Like It or Not is going to still flourish, is going to thrive. We are still going to be in the business of snatching wigs. We are still going to be in the business of giving people politics, the realest that you ever heard. Yeah. And we're going to be Black. And that's just what that is.
You know what? And I think, we couldn't help but be Black because we is Black. No, we are Black, right? I mean, and I think, and we're going to tell the story. We're not going to tell the story today. We're going to tell the story probably next Saturday.
No, at least we got to be like Omarosa and be like, we have a story to tell. We have a story to tell. And everyone's going to want to hear it.
Say that again. Say it again.
We have a story to tell, and everyone is going to want to hear it.
I swear to God, it's a fascinating story. It is a great story. There's so many levels to it. It's so rich. I actually probably should write it and sell it. I'm serious. We need to pimp that because hell. So anyway, we have a lot to talk about in that regard. But today I want to answer some voicemails because we get so many voicemails that are for Like It or Not. We get a lot of voicemails that are for me specifically, but I want to start with this voicemail of this boy, this dude from yesterday. I wanted to get your response to it. I played it for my audience yesterday, and he is seriously upset about how you and I interact on video. So let's listen to that voicemail.
Hey, my name is Brandon from Augusta, Georgia. I just needed to make a comment on the bald-headed black man. I forgot your name. All I need to say is let her finish, let your co-host finish her complete thought. I find myself screaming, shut up at the TV because you keep cutting her off in the middle of her point. Let her finish her thought because we already live in a world where men dominate the industries. She lets you finish your thoughts, so it is only right that she finishes hers. That's all I have to say. Y'all doing a great job. I don't really need what I just said on air.
All right. So like I said, I played that yesterday. Rebecca, what do you think?
I will say that one time on the show I was called your assistant on air. And I have also read comments where people say that I have to pick off of your thoughts. But, me and you are like frickin' frack. We're like A and Z. You know what I mean? I think what's very similar about us is, before I get to Brandon's point, is that we just tell it like it is. We tell it how we feel, maybe in two different ways. Yeah. But, we're real as can be. But I will say, Brandon, thanks for looking out, my boy, because at the end of the day, me and Ben go back and forth all the time. Sometimes I do interject while he's in the middle of his thought. I am speaking.
Sometimes.
Right now is an example. I'm just trying to finish my thought. So sometimes I do interject when I'm so excited, and on Ben's, his captivating moments with his big words, and I might cut him right there at the knees, and he'd be like, "Girl," but. Other times, you do it to me. It's a back and forth.
It's a back and forth.
And we just are when we want to be vocal, when we're so passionate about that moment, and when we know we got that thought on our head, we want to get it in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but I appreciate Brandon.
No, we don't. Brandon's doing the most. Brandon's a pick me. Never mind. I can't even finish that phrase because I'm going to be nice to Brandon. Thanks for watching.
I didn't see that. I didn't see the pick me in that moment. However, I will say, Brandon, I'm good. Thanks for looking out. I'm good. I got it. I get it.
You're the nice one. All right, let's listen to this next voicemail.
Joshua 52, calling from beautiful sunny Southern California. My comment is black schools, Mexican schools in the inner city, predominantly black and minority, black and brown, run by black and brown Democrats. Their schools have been on lockdown with security, armed guards, dogs, police, metal detectors since the late 70s, early 80s. Why is this issue not discussed now? In 2013, when Barack Obama was in office, Columbine happened. And again, there were school boards all across America who discussed arming individuals to guard the schools. But guess what? Liberal Democrats shot it down. But they allow it in the black community. Please help me understand that. All right. Show is pretty good, but this time of day, people that actually work for a living are at work, unless you retire like me. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, Rebecca, I'm pretty sure Barack Obama or Columbine didn't happen in 2013. Were you even born when Columbine happened?
I definitely was, and I was 9 years old. Thank you very much. But it definitely didn't happen under Barack Obama. This man has got it all twisted trying to call and check somebody, but he's loud and he's wrong. He's loud and wrong on his little lazy boy chair in front of his house watching people walk by in the window. Okay?
Sitting on the dock of the bay. I think he's talking about 2013 had to be Sandy Hook Elementary. But I'm not sure I get the point of what he's saying. Is he saying that black schools have been locked down forever and we don't have those type of mass shootings at black schools? I didn't really understand.
I think that's exactly what he was saying. That, basically when in all these black schools that they put all these extra securities in with the metal detectors and, extra police officers who, as soon as a student does something crazy, these police officers literally jump on them as if they were about to shoot up school or something like that in these type of schools. But in these regular schools, why not have these metal detectors? You don't see those things happen. And I'll refer to even Snoop Dogg yesterday put out a PSA on social media saying the exact same thing. Basically that you guys have all this stuff in these other schools where you don't see, like, especially in these minority schools in the hood and these inner city schools, you don't ever see things like this happen because you guys put so much effort into putting in these metal detectors and all this stuff, but will refuse to do that in these schools where these mass shootings are happening. Yeah. How about we unify that whole system and do it in every school? Yeah, but
the reason is right. It's two distinctly different reasons, which is kind of emblematic of the problem in America. They aren't going to. They see the hood as the hood. They see day-to-day gun violence in the hood, and they don't really want to do anything about it except for putting metal detectors. Because if they don't put in metal detectors in the hood, quite honestly, the guns will come in every single day. That's because they have no problem with guns flooding the black community. Chicago, everybody talks about the south side of Chicago. Well, you know where those guns are coming from. They're flooding over from Indiana. And so the fact that the loose gun laws in Indiana are affecting what's going on in Chicago and every other inner city is having to put these metal detectors in. But the flip side of that is that they are not going to look at these instances instances of mass shootings and actually do anything about it, because it would change, like, I guess, the nature and the feel and the vibe of their schools that don't have metal detectors, that the schools that are supposed to be so nice and safe. It's the whole perception of the suburban communities where soccer moms, everything is nice, pristine, and safe. In the hood, it's not. And so that whole mentality is the reason why you're not going to have those mass shootings. That's just one reason, right? You're not going to have those mass shootings in the inner city because it's on lockdown already. The other reason you and I talked about, be honest with you, black folks, when we want to kill somebody, we kill that one person and then we move on. We're not going in and shooting up an entire damn school. I'm sorry. I just don't see it.
But I get really upset when I hear like things like, okay, like what you just said. Mm-hmm. You got these schools, and it's just like, okay, they want to make sure they keep on this facade that all schools in these types of areas, okay, and these rich Republican Trump supporting types of areas. I had to put that out there because that's a conversation for later. But they have these safe schools. But these hoods, they're never going to be safe. The guns will continue to come in and out of the schools, but we're going to protect the kids by putting the metal detectors in there, which you don't hear about mass shootings in those type of schools. But in these other areas, let's look at these schools. Kids are walking into these schools and literally shooting up the spot. More than one child has died. Okay? More than one child is getting shot in the leg or the shoulder. These kids are dying. They're being slaughtered. But that's not enough to put extra security. What they're going to do is start, like Florida literally sat down and said, it's a go to literally arm these damn teachers. Right. But not put in some damn, freaking metal detectors or take these officers who are sitting down in front of a donut shop and place them in front of these schools.
Jesus. I mean, I know this isn't the 4 o'clock show, but we don't curse really on this show. We're laughing about some of this because of the absurdity, right? Tragically, yesterday, a student who went to, shoot up the entire school. It's tragic. It's also, I'm so glad he did it this way. He decided to go back in the bathroom. He came out of the bathroom with the rifle ready to shoot up the entire school. He went back in the bathroom and took his own life. It is very sad. It's very tragic. But it shows you how easy it is for these kids to get these weapons inside of the school. It really is a microcosm. Sorry, I hate to use the big word, but it's a microcosm of America. It's like America doesn't think it has a problem with gun violence. It doesn't. It thinks that everything is fine. Forget about what's happening in the black communities. They don't really look at that. They don't count that. Just put more police in, put metal detectors in. But America, they don't think that there's anything wrong, and they just keep going on about their business when their children are getting blown away almost every single day. But they don't really want to do anything about it. They don't really want to make a serious change. And so their solution, like you said, is, hey, let's put guns in the hands of teachers. And actually, that's what this next voicemail. Let's listen to this next one because they're talking about. Before
we get to this next one, give me 1 second.
See Brandon from Augusta. Go ahead.
Your thought was finished. You're moving on. But before we get to this next one, Soledad O'Brien actually talked about 2 things. This little boy, this 7th grader coming out, planning on shooting up the school, changed his mind, 7th grader, planned on shooting up the school, turned around, changed his mind, and shot himself. And then she talked about how another school where a teacher barricaded himself with a gun. Then another incident where a teacher pulled out his gun on the student.
Oh, my God.
So do you understand what this stupid law about arming these teachers is going to create? Our kids, especially our minority kids, which teachers walk in not giving a damn about anyway, are going to literally be a target.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shot him because I was afraid. He looked aggressive. He looked at me wrong. I thought his pencil was a gun.
His cell phone. I thought his cell phone was a gun. Yeah. I see it coming a mile away.
From Marina, California. My parents were teachers, and my father, if he was alive, would be spinning in his grave knowing what they are saying and having teachers having guns. The last place, no place a gun should ever be is in a school. That's just downright despicable. Not to mention unconscionable. This president does not care, and this spokesperson does not care anything other than for her own propagandist prostituting for her own bank account. Thank you for listening to me. And good for all those kids. Good for them. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Rebecca, did she just say propagandist prostituting?
She said propaganda prostituting. I believe it. I receive it. When you're somebody who's spitting facts like that, when you're a caller who is reading somebody for filth, we definitely have to applaud that, because that was not an effort that she did do.
She's talking about
she's talking about
Dana Loesch.
She's talking about Dana Loesch, the spokesperson for the NRA, which is the face that we always see when something goes on with the NRA. She literally used the words crying white women. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And Dana Loesch used this. And she said that that's what the media likes to do, is build off of crying white women when their children die in massacres. This is what she said. Yeah. And then she tried to turn around and then spin it and say, but what about the kids in Southside Chicago that ain't nobody worried about? Those black moms who are crying and never get no TV attention. Girl, what? You see, it's all wrong. And in this case, she's literally the prostitute for the NRA. She literally is being pimped out by the NRA, and she's okay with that. And that's what she's okay with doing. How you go from literally speaking at
Brandon, this is Brandon. If I don't get in here, I won't ever get a word. But go ahead, Rebecca.
I have to finish my thought though. I told you when I'm passionate about it. Don't try it, Benjamin Dixon. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this and you can come in. But Dana Loesch, actually listened to these kids, spoke with these kids alongside Marco Rubio. They sat down, talked to these children in this meeting that CNN set up. Tried to act like they literally heard what they were saying. Turned around the next day, used these children's words against them. Yeah. And they trash these kids. This is what the NRA does. And like you said, the NRA is a terrorist organization. Go ahead, Benjamin Dixon.
I have the floor.
You have the floor.
I honestly am, and I've made the case, and people are starting to get the picture. They are a terrorist organization that uses intimidation to get their political agenda across. It's not just violence; it's intimidation that's considered to be terrorism. I was blown away by that. And here in Atlanta, they have Casey Cagle, the lieutenant governor here. He is starting a petition, and they actually, I think, are passing legislation to take away tax credits from Delta because of Delta's ending of their rewards program for members of the NRA. Basically, they're trying to punish Delta for standing up for these kids and leaving the NRA. You can't. That is terrorism. That is intimidation. That is blackmail. And to be sure, I've got a problem with Delta's tax incentive plan anyway, right? I don't think that these corporations should be able to come into our communities and pay no taxes to the communities that they're drawing all their wealth from, right? So they should have never given them these tax breaks in the first place. But look at what they're deciding to take away the tax breaks for. Not for the community, not for the schools that are underprivileged in that area. Delta is paying no taxes in a community that's desperate for taxation so that they can fund schools. No. They're not taking it away for that. Casey Cagle and Republicans and the NRA, they're taking away tax incentives because anyone had the nerve to stand up against the NRA. To me, I'm sorry, that is blackmail, and that is a form of terrorism through intimidation.
It's not fair. We can go into that conversation that we had a million times about these corporations not paying a thing. And the NRA is throwing this over their heads, threatening them. And it just goes to show how much power these Republicans who take money from them, these Trump supporters and these communities and these far right-wing gun-toting folks, how much power they have given these people that they can look the other way when all this stuff is happening and threaten these folks like, if y'all leave us, and they literally put it on paper for everyone to see. They literally go into these town hall meetings. They literally put out these PSAs for everyone to see that they're not effing around. Literally? And they will literally hurt them if they leave the NRA.
Literally? You literally. That's what you said literally, like literally 100 times just a few seconds. No, I'm just messing with you. But when you said that they put it on paper, remember that what we covered at the now defunct and deceased Content News. We covered that one. I'm so petty. We covered that one letter that the NRA sent a judge saying, you know, you need to make it clear where you stand on whatever, I forgot their questionnaire, right? It was their questionnaire, and they said if you don't answer it, then you could be viewed as being hostile towards Second Amendment rights. I'm like, this is really blackmail. You said something else there that I think we kind of you went right past, but I think is super important. People who are members of the NRA, you call them gun toters, the people who are turned over this much power. This was a key phrase you said. They turned over all this power to the NRA, and they sit back and say nothing about it. And I think it's almost time for people to start separating the NRA from NRA members, and NRA members need to start, you know, either being held accountable for or speaking up out against the NRA that they're a member of, because I don't think that all the 5 million members of the NRA are okay with this type of behavior. But like you said, they turn over all this power to the NRA and they sit back and say nothing about it when the NRA is out here blackmailing politicians and strong arming the entire nation.
Facts.
That's it. That's all you got to say is facts, though.
That's it. Facts, though, because and you know, in moments like this where you take my ideas and you try to expound upon them, it's cute. It's cute, but I agree with it 100%. Like,
what are you talking about? You said something really good, and I think that it's worth expounding on. I want the audience to see. That's why I can't deal with you. I'm glad content is over. I'm done. I'm through with you. We're getting a divorce.
No, you can never. You can never. I literally didn't sign. What was that thing called where you get some of the money?
Oh, a prenup.
Okay, so you can never.
All right, one more voicemail.
Yeah, this is Tyree Johnson calling from Detroit, Michigan. Shit, I just called to tell Rebecca what's up. But anyway, I want to know if y'all thought that that this gun control thing gonna be a hot button issue in these upcoming midterm elections.
This dude didn't have anything to say. Oh God, you got me saying literally. He called in basically just to holler at you, Rebecca.
No comment.
You guys see what I have to deal with at 4:00? Like everybody calling, oh, Rebecca's so cute. Rebecca's
not true. I cannot agree with that.
What? You're gonna lie in front of my audience. You're a guest on my show, and you're gonna lie to my audience.
Your audience knows me. And it's like me being home. Mm-hmm. We're just not at the now defunct.
Defunct, deceased, and disbanded Content News.
Disbanded Content News. Since I'm out here in these streets, you decided to, be like, Rebecca, since you out of work, come on over to my show. But anyway, I'm not going to comment on that. I mean, I get a lot of love the same way you do, and I appreciate everyone.
Girl, I don't get 1%.
A lot of love.
I don't get 1% of the love.
Let's go ahead and roll it.
People slide in my. You know who slide in my DMs? Women in their 70s. They're like, "You look good, Daddy," and I'm like, "Huh? You growing up through my grandmother?" All right, next voicemail. Last voicemail.
Yeah, my name is Joe Beck, and I'm calling from Baltimore about your two black nigger ass people on this TV talking about the white people. We had nothing to do with this shit. The reason we don't want you Haitian people and you African people over, because you come over and you're all poor and you're all dumb. We have to educate you. We have to feed you. We have to clothe you. And you still can't do nothing. You're all lazy niggers. You all need to go back to Africa and Haiti. That's why the countries are underdeveloped, because you're all stupid niggers.
Okay, so that's a classic. We played that twice on the show with just me, but Rebecca, I wanted you to respond because I didn't give you a chance to respond last time. What do you think about Joe Beck from Baltimore?
You wanted me to respond because I'm the person that matters in this situation.
How do you even matter? He's trying all black people, but he did call Haiti specifically.
Not only Haiti, he's coming for Africa too. Like people who are Africans, and because Donald Trump opened up the floor. We already know these people out here don't like black folks, but when they know that black folks are from somewhere else, like literally speaking another language or something, that bothers them to the core. Now they're like, go back to your underdeveloped countries, whatever. Look at what you guys have done to black. We're gonna go to Haiti and in the African countries in a second. But since we're talking about how he's talking about all black folks, they want to talk about back to our underdeveloped countries, but look at what they have done to black communities here. Okay? They don't ever want black folks to thrive. Black Americans who have been here, like you were saying, your generation goes way beyond some of these folks' generations that be calling in talking about some go back or whatever. They have literally, I say literally a lot. They have demolished these black communities. There was one I was looking at the other day. They came into these communities that were thriving without white folks, black folks doing it on their own. And took airplanes and dropped bombs.
Black Wall Street.
Into these communities. Black Wall Street. Over 300 people died, but they want to say that the biggest massacres are here and there. But they don't want to talk about these moments that happened right here on U.S. soil because white folks was mad that black folks was living right without them. And this old man sounds like he was a part of that era. Now, secondly, we're going to talk about how, Haitians and Africans and anybody who is a black immigrant or come from another country, black folks who come from other countries, saying that we need to go back to our underdeveloped. We are very rich. We are very rich, period. Our resources are rich. That's why the U.S. is known and European countries are known for going to colonize in these areas and take the resources, right? Because they ain't got them over here. They like to steal land from these areas. If we can go back in history and talk about the epitome of a colonizer, which they wanted us to celebrate for years of our life, Christopher Columbus. Literally, they want us.
I swear, if I had $1 for every time you said literally, I would literally be rich.
It's so bad. On the radio, it's different, so I got to get myself together. But they have tried it with us so much. They know how rich our community is. They know how rich our people are. I have said it time and time again. Black people come from royalty. We are royalty. We are the hard workers here in America. Go back to our countries and where we're from. You will still see that type of mindset. Talking about some, underdeveloped.
Yeah.
My dude, get it right. You guys don't even have in America, which I am American. I'm Haitian American. But here I can see the difference in cultures. Like these folks, black people will make $1 million out of nothing. They will raise their family. They will do everything they can, but they don't want these black communities flourishing. So what they will do is keep them down, just like they've done in these black countries.
Rebecca, what we gonna do?
We're gonna be greater because these colonizers, they're not going to affect us, my dude. Let's be clear for everybody who's listening right now. The story, as I said, I'm going to put my Omarosa voice. The story is going to be one that you guys really want to hear, and we're going to keep it for when we're able to sit down and literally and be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
But we're going to be just fine. God's got our back. God's got us. We do not need.
You so religious?
I am. I'm not religious. I'm very in tune with my relationship with God. I'm very spiritual. And what I know is that karma is she. If we know how karma does,
I'll say it. Karma's
yeah, she is. But imagine how much God doesn't play about his folks. We're good. We needed to be free from wherever we were so that we can move on and be in a different position. That season was for a season and it was for a reason. And when people no longer believe in you, you got to move on from that. You cannot continue to work around that.
Don't tell the story because then we have to tell about not only did they not believe in us, but then nope. We got a story to tell. Don't tell the story.
We were busy
No. Hey, I'm going to delete that part. You're giving away the good stuff. Like, if they want to hear this, they got to go become a patron. Go to www.patreon.com or we're going to write the article and send the article somewhere but we're not going to say anything until next Saturday. All right, Rebecca, thanks for hanging out with me. Tell everybody how to get up with you.
You guys can get up with me on Twitter at Rebecca Zor, RebeccaZor. You give me love there, and I'll give you love right back.
All right. And you guys already know who I am. I will see you on Monday. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog and join the Progressive Army.